God's Woodsman. Today I'm going to teach you how to use a little older traditional method of flint and steel. What you're basically going to need for this, I had to stick all my stuff in a little Altoids tin, but what you're going to need for this is just a piece of flint and a metal striker. And what this metal striker is hardened high carbon steel. It's very brittle. I actually broke my striker off because I was smacking on it with a rock like this and actually broke my striker off, but it still works. So what you're going to do with it, this is a piece of flint, and what you need for this is a piece of tinder. You can either use some char cloth, and I show in one of my other videos how to make char cloth. There'll be a link down below that'll show you where that is, how to make that. But if you don't have char cloth, or you already know how to make it or whatever, I'll show you how to use that. And the other thing you can use is steel wool. And when you buy steel wool, you need to try to buy 4000 steel wool. It's the real fine stuff. And you can also use that. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take a little piece of this, and I usually put it on top or underneath, whatever. Just kind of pull it out so it's kind of shredded a little bit. And then we're just going to try to make a spark to land in there. And you just take it and you're bringing this down like this, real carefully along the edge of that. That's a little bit harder with the steel wool than it is with the char cloth. There you go. And it'll just keep burning, and if you've seen my video on how to start a fire with steel wool, it burns very, very hot, very, very quickly, and it's burning down to my fingers, so I'm going to put this out. Or throw it in the fire pit. Now, what about char cloth? Char cloth's basically the same thing. Take it, put it on top or underneath, whatever works best for you. I kind of go back and forth, do different ways. It's a little windy out today, so it's making it a little harder for me. Well, maybe we should put it underneath. It doesn't seem like it's wanting to light. My spark's not landing on my... There we go. Believe it or not, that spark blew way over. Blow on it a little bit. You can see it turn bright red there. And then you got some dead pine needles or something. Doesn't even really be almost anything. Blow it right into a flame. This is burning me, so I'm going to put this in the fire also. Put that in your dry grass, or if you have a nice bundle of pine needles. There you go. And that's the basic techniques on how to use flint and steel. It's very simple. It takes a little bit of practice, and I wouldn't recommend, the first time you take this back in the mountains, like, oh, I'm going to start my fire with flint and steel. I'm not even going to take matches or a striker or anything else. I'm just going to take this. Don't do that. Practice with this. Take it back in there with you. Practice, practice, practice till you get really, really good at it. And then you can get to the point where you depend on this. It's kind of the old way of making fire, but it's a lot of fun. This has been God's Woodsman on how to use flint and steel. Thank you so much for watching. I will go into further detail in another video on how to make it, but you know the basic principles on how to make fire. That's just a different ignition source. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.